Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Armory Digital Super Speedway for race 26 of the season in the NRSL Mountain Dew For the Win Cup Series. It is time to decide our second ever chase grid. 16 drivers will compete through 3 rounds in an attempt to be one of the final 4 at Homestead for this year's championship race. Last week we saw Andrew Rich break the record again for most wins in a single season. Now that record is at 5 wins. So I forgot I did not have the point standings up in the background for easy access. And coming into the race, there are a total of 11 drivers locked in on the chase grid. Now those 11 drivers are, none of these drivers can fall outside the top 30 in points. That is what I mean by locked into the chase. Those 11 drivers are Andrew Rich, Deanna Jones, Diego Yepes, Johnny Gardner, Seth Cole, Cole Deaver, Joshua Osborne, Alex Gray, Jonathan Zorlin, DJ Curtis, and Zach Flickinger, all of which are top 20 in the point standings. The two drivers that have wins that are borderline in right now are Austin Alves, who is 31 points above 31st, and Quinten Moore, who is 13 points above 31st in the standings. The two drivers with wins who are currently outside the top 30 are Zachary Fitzwater Sr., 14 back, and Alexander Rowe, 26 out. So we're going to look at the starting lineup next before we get into the rest of our scenarios. Samet Oskin starts on the front row with Fitzwater Sr., so Fitzwater already in good shape, but remember, it's a plate track. Things will get hairy here. In row 2, we have James Shelley and Peter Sands. Row 3, you're looking at Alex Gray and Tony Green. Row 4 is Matthew McIntyre and Austin Alves, one of the guys in the danger zone. And in row 5 is Jonathan Zorlin and Zach Rogers. Last year's winner here was Colin Denton, who is not in the field today, so we will see a new winner here at Army Digital Super Speedway. Right now, the 3 drivers in the chase on points is the 8 of Cody Hagan, the 47 of TJ Hanley, and the 12 of Peter Sands. Hagan has a 10-point gap over the first guy out, Hanley 9 points, and Sands 7. These are the following drivers that could make it in to the chase on points, given that there is not a new winner or that the 2 outside the top 30 do not move into the top 30. And they are 7 points out, Charles Jackson, 12 points out, defending champ Caleb Hoffman, 13 points out, Tony Green, 16 points out, William Brock, 17 points out, Dylan Young, 21 points out, rookie Kev Shearer, and 41 points out, Michael Amato, who was a 2-time winner in 2017. The following drivers must make it on a win, aside from the names that we've already mentioned, and they are Eli Bright, John Arndt, James Qualls and Arndt, who have both won last season at SS Tracks. Watch out for those guys. Matthew McIntyre, Philip Goldberg, a winner from last year. Nate Rogers, another winner from last year. John Nunn. Drivers, now these drivers are outside the top 30 in points. Everyone outside the top 30 can mathematically make it, as you must gain 49 points you can gain a max of 49 points in a race, 52 for winning and leading the most laps, and 3 for finishing last. Time for trackside command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Now the command to fire the engines has been given. Let's go through the rest of your scenarios. These drivers, everyone has a chance to make it into the chase, unlike last season. This is very interesting to note. These drivers are a variable amount outside the top 30, so I will list them all as we go. 31st in points, Emmanuel Hartnett is 5 points behind 30th. That is John Nunn. Remember, these guys have to win to make it into the chase and be top 30 in the point standings. 32nd in points is rookie Alex Ferranti, 10 points out, who was 42nd a few races ago. 33rd is pole sitter Samet Oskin, 13 points back at 30th. James Shelley is 35th in points, 18 back. Nico Tringali, 37th in points, 27 points back. Rookie Jessica Shelton, 38th in points, is 30 back. Daytona 500 pole sitter Mark Riggleman, 39th in points, is 32 back. Last year's Daytona 500 winner Philip Parker, 40th in points, 35 points back. 41st in points, Watkins Glen winner from last year, Charles Sanford, is 45 points back. And 42nd in points, who is starting 10th, Zach Rogers, is 49 points back. Which means this: Rogers has to win, has to lead the most laps. And to top that off, pretty much everybody in front of him has to finish outside the top 30. I will be marking everybody that leads a lap here tonight. 68 laps of that. My hands are going to be full. But I expect a great race. I cannot wait to see what the field set will be. This year, I'm not sure if it was the same as last year or not. This year, every driver who makes the chase is into the All-Star race automatically for next week, as well as any winners from the first 26 races this year and the last 10 races from 2017, along with the All-Star winner from last year. They're coming to the green flag start-finish line. It's out. I am so excited I cannot speak. Austin Alves already to the outside of Tony Green, 3 wide. You can see it takes a while to get up to speed here. I think even more so than perhaps Daytona and Talladega. And James Shelley already looking to the inside. As we say to Shelley, 35th in points. He needs a good run tonight. There goes Fitzwater to the bottom. He'll be looking to lead a lap. I actually have to switch between 2 pages for this crap. I will not be keeping track of individually who leads how many laps. I'll leave that for later. But coming to the start-finish line on lap 1, it'll be James Shelley leading a lap here tonight. That is a valuable point for that race team. And this whole leads lap thing, this is just to make it easier for me to do some math here in the initial recording so that it's not as hard to figure out who is in and who isn't and not have to go through the whole points debacle. But Matthew McIntyre to the inside. There's Zach Rogers making a 3-wide move on Alex Gray. Remember, Rogers made a 4-wide move at Daytona a few months ago, and that resulted in a huge wreck. But this time it's only 3-wide, but they are 4-wide in the middle of the pack. Will Rogers lead this lap? Will it be Matthew McIntyre? And it will be the 95 car. 26 in points, McIntyre. And I did not list how many points above or below the guys that are above 30th in points that need to win are, because if you think about it, there's no point listing that, because if they don't win, it doesn't matter. So if Eli Bright, John Arndt, James Qualls, McIntyre, Goldberg, Nate Rogers, John Nunn, they're 30th and above, it doesn't matter where they finish. So the plus and minus is not shown. Well, actually, maybe it does matter, because if someone outside the top 30 comes up, then I have to do the math. I'll probably just have to do the math through the Score 4 system instead. But coming to the line this time on lap 3, it'll be Zach Rogers leading a lap. So we've had 3 drivers who are in must-win situations lead a lap here tonight. And now here comes Dylan Young to the front of the field. Let's find points leader and 5-time winner Andrew Rich. Let's see what he's up to. He's on the bottom in his Tide Dodge Dart. As you can see, there's a bit of a split to the back of the field. Now, as you probably noticed, they added that new bridge over there on the end of the back straightaway. So there's a bit of a gap to the back of the field there. I believe that's Caleb Hoffman leading that line. But we're coming to finish another lap. Qualls and Dylan Young. Sorlin and Dylan Young side by side. It'll be Sorlin, 3-time winner on the season. Looking for win number 4, perhaps. Sorlin has won at, let's see, where is this page? Where is this page? Solon has won at Charlotte, Infineon, and the Meadowlands this year, so looking for maybe an SS win, as here comes John Nunn to the front of the field with runner-up to the 2017 championship, Johnny Garner, and look who's already at the front. It's Andrew Rich. So far, a green flag race, and the guy who's 30th in points just led a lap, and that made things difficult for everybody behind them in the point standings. So we've got a good amount of four-wide action going on. Looking at the standings, nobody has lost the draft. Fastest lap to the 78 of Zach Flickinger. And these drivers are not hitting 200 miles per hour that much. As in fact, the leader seems to hit about a max of 196. But they are definitely all locked back up. That little split we saw on the back, that's gone. They're 4 wide, maybe 5 wide in somewhere. And they're wrecking! Mark Riggleman's involved. I saw that. And John Nunn will be the race leader to the start-finish line. First crash of the night on lap 6, coming to lap 7. I saw some people making contact coming off of turn 4, and it did not look good. And we know for sure that Mark Riggleman was involved. John Nunn is the race leader. And we'll take a look to see just what brought out our first yellow flag of the night. So this is what happened. They're 4 wide. Fitzwater and Peter Sands here. They're coming off of turn 4. And they had plenty of room. But Fitzwater just comes down a little too much in the sands, and up the track they go. Riggleman had nowhere to go. He just got turned. You see Alex Gray gets bounced up into the outside wall. Lucky for him, he's locked in. Charles Sanford made a little piece of contact with the 26. And then Sands comes straight back down from hitting the wall right into John Arndt. That sends the 48 car spinning. No one else hits Riggleman or Arndt, but right here, a little stack up from Fitzwater. Alves gets in the bright. That might get a little piece of damage to the 4 of Tony Green. And then right here, Alves with a decent lick to the front end of Fitzwater. That sends Alves sliding down the racetrack. So it'll be interesting to see who has aerodynamically mass damage, but none of these drivers should retire from the race. Let's get you to the race restart. Okay, we're about to get ready to go back. Green flag racing, and look who is in the lead. It is Andrew Rich looking for what would be win number 6. I bet he wants to get another 5 bonus points heading into the chase. This year they count through the start of every round except for the finale round. And Johnny Gardner's right behind him. Gardner's got 2 wins on the season. He's looking to do 3 wins again going into the chase. Matthew McIntyre 3rd, James Shelley 4th, Jonathan Zorlin 5th, Charles Jackson 6th, Jessica Shelton 7th, John Nunn 8th, Seth Cole 9th, and Michael Amato. That's your top 10. So like I predicted, nobody from the wreck retired. However, there was a pit road fiasco on the initial stop. Cole Deaver was coming to get into his pit stall. John Nunn had already come out, and when Deaver turned in, Nunn was to his driver's side, and that turned Deaver into a stall in the wrong direction. They had to get it straightened out, and in the process, Quinten Moore, who was right in front of Deaver's stall, got knocked sideways, stalling his race car. So, not a big break to Deaver, who was already locked in, but Quinten Moore, who is only 13 points above the cut line, with John Nunn in the top 10. This could be really costly. But restart is back out. Deaver kind of got a bit of a jump from it. I'm not sure if he won't get penalized for that. Quinten Moore got a huge jump on the inside line too. I think that one was pretty legal. They already hit the start-finish line. So Moore and Deaver trying to get laps back, but Deaver has some pretty good damage. He's already getting sucked into the draft. This could cause another wreck. It's going to hold up Andrew Rich in a good part of the field. Wow, look at this split. 4 wide split, Deaver in the middle up top. The Gardner's going to go by for the lead. James Shelley and others are coming, but let's see what Deaver does. Is Deaver going to pit? He's not pitting. There's a decent spread through the field. As you can see, Sanford, Fitzwater, Sands, Alves, and Gray all with significant aero damage. Jonathan Zorlin led that lap in there. 4 wide at the front. Seth Cole's up here looking for another victory. Remember, Cole only won at Watkins Glen. And right now, I see the 4 drivers I think have a shot at this title. Zorlin, Cole, Rich, and Gardner. Heck, throw Cole Deaver in that mix as the rookie guy. Deanna Jones is right there in the picture too. All our main contenders up here. Rich with an aggressive dive on Charles Jackson as they catch Quinten Moore. Man, it's only lap 12. These guys are racing like it's the last lap. But Austin Alves is 31 above, so he's a lot luckier. If he can just survive to the end of this race, he should be okay depending where others finish. As for the others, Fitzwater needed to perform well, and he's not looking good. The 43 car is not looking good at all in 36th place. As for Gray we said was locked in, but Sands and Sanford. Sands is 7+ entering the race on points. But Sanford was 41st at 45 back, so Sanford is not looking so good. But right now, Matthew McIntyre has taken the race lead, and he is looking to lead another lap under the lights. And I believe that put Quinten Moore and Cole Deaver back a lap down. Or no, they were only 1 lap down. Okay, so the 34 and the 31 are only 1 down. For some reason, I thought they were 2 down. Well, let's take a lap around on board with somebody here. And who better to go than someone on the inside? And I have my eyes set on that 41 of Alexander Rowe. Let's see how much work he's doing in this cockpit. Let's bring up the diagram real quick here. Let's see what that top speed hits. He's really looking low. He's not really getting a lot of draft here. About 197, 198. Ooh, a little lift there for the draft. Right behind the 83 of Nate Rogers. McIntyre led the lap that time by 2. But this facility is incredible, and the schedule manager is really considering 2 dates here at this racetrack in 2019. That is a lap around, though, with Alexander Rowe, who's working his way up on the bottom. Quinten Moore is holding his own up here. However, Cole Deaver is still falling back through the field. And as you can see, there is a decent split. Actually, Deaver, I think, is holding his own just a little bit. There's the 21 car. This is the car that won the race last season. This year driven by William Brock, not Colin Denton. 22nd place for that machine. And you can see these drivers are struggling to stay. In fact, Michael Amato might have some damage from something on pit road because he is really slow. There's Tony Green. Zach Rogers is back here. Oskin Arndt. John Nunn actually has door damage from the incident on pit road with Cole Deaver. Mark Riggleman, as we mentioned. Caleb Hoffman even. The defending champion might not make it. But there's a battle for the lead now. Jonathan Zorlin led last time by. But now the rookie, the top rookie in on points, Cody Hagan. Cody Hagan will lead a lap. And Hagan is the first of the drivers that could make it in on points to lead a lap tonight. So how about that? But it's going away right now. Matthew McIntyre wasting no time. And a quick thing to note, under the pit stops that they had on lap 6, drivers were taking fuel only. No signs of anyone really taking tires. Excuse me, by the way. Deanna Jones making her way up the bottom, and who's in front of her? The 38 of Kev Shearer, who finished second to her during the Puco race weekend twice. And Shearer has shown that he has speed. He showed some speed last week at Darlington. Ooh, voice crack. Also showed some good speed at Yas Marina. But Shearer has not been able to bring home a checkered flag. But Matthew McIntyre is looking really strong here. Then they know they have to win. It was kind of a different scenario for the driver who won here last year. Colin Denton entered the race as the highest driver without a victory. And there were a lot of guys with victories in the top 20 in the point standings. But Denton was not one of them. And to solidify that he would make the chase, Denton had to win the race. And he did. And what a storyline that was. And the same thing goes for Matthew McIntyre, 26th in the point standings. This guy was one of the better rookies at the start of the season. And he is showing that he has speed. But here comes Zach Flickinger, winner at Talladega from the spring of 2017. And Flickinger, the last of the 11 drivers mentioned, already locked into the chase, will take the race lead as they catch Alex Gray, who is going 25 miles an hour slower. He is 7 seconds off the pace. This could get dangerous. Here they come. This could be huge. This could affect who leads this lap. The inside line looks to be pretty okay. Andrew Rich is going to get right there, and Gray's in the wall, and they're wrecking. No caution flag yet. Somebody got sent down to the inside line. There's the yellow flag. And it looks like fifth on back took the caution. Andrew Rich with some door damage. This could be the big one. Oh yes, I'm seeing a lot of drivers involved. Dylan Young's night is over. Up in smoke are his chase hopes. Here's the group that had been way far back. These are the guys that got lucky, like Alves and Fitzwater. These four, Flickinger, Shearer, Jones, and Shelton, they're all racing back. There's the pace car. So Flickinger is your race leader. But it looks like Dylan Young clobbered somebody. Lap 20. Second caution of the night. Pretty good race, I have to say. But them lap cars, man, they cannot be going that slow. Let's take a look at what brought out the second caution flag of the night. Well, let's see what happened. You see, Rich just had no time. He thought he was going to clear, and then the oval came up. Jackson's going to make some contact there. Now, that sent Gray right up into the wall. Rich almost slides into McIntyre. And then right here, Gray comes slamming down into Rich. And that sent Quinten Moore around into the grass. But then Rich came right back up into Gray and Hagan, and it's on from here. Rowe gets turned around. This really hurt Cody Hagan. Then Nate Rogers comes down. It's on. DJ Curtis, Philip Parker, William Brock, Diego Yepes is going to get a piece. James Qualls is in it. Joshua Osborne, Emmanuel Hartnett. Cole Deaver. Eli Bright with a piece. Gardner's working his way through, and there's Dylan Young. Slams into the back of the 31 car. Clobbers into the front of the 41, and then I think he might get into Gray there too. Just about. Wow, another voice crack. There's Quinten Moore all the way down the apron. And then these guys come in. Oh, wow, Sorlin slammed in the row. I don't know. He just didn't see the 41 car there or something. What a wreck. This is by far the big one of the night. Oh, Tony Green. Tony Green doing great brake work here. Almost slams into Hanley or Hagan. Amato does the same thing. Oskin. Arndt. They did a great job saving their hopes for the race. They have clean race cars. They're trying to win their ways in. Let's go on board with someone. Let's see what kind of ride the 34 car got. On board, lap down car, Quinten Moore. Flips the player, just a little 360 through the grass. And on his way he went. Welcome back to the race. Quinten Moore, 2 laps down. Following drivers out of the race, Nate Rogers, Alex Gray, Cole Deaver, and Dylan Young. Looking for Gray and Deaver. They were locked in with their wins, and they were high enough to not fall out on points. But Alex Gray, really reckless. They really should not have been out there with all that damage. And it really cost Nate Rogers and Dylan Young a chance to win this race. This has rebunched the field. So Quinten Moore is still the only car a lap down. This is your top 10 rundown coming to the restart. Flickinger still your race leader. Kev Shears second. Deanna Jones third. Jessica Shelton fourth. Alex Ferranti fifth. Charles Jackson sixth. Philip Goldberg seventh. William Brock eighth. Nico Tringali ninth. And James Qualls is 10th. Remember, Zach Rogers in the 19 car must lead the most laps in order to win. But we have crossed Dylan Young and Nate Rogers off our list of drivers who were looking to win their way in the case of Nate, and point their way in the case of Dylan Young. Green flag is out. Not sure how much damage Quinten Moore has to his right side door. It was a pretty good lick with him and Andrew Rich that sent him spinning down into the grass. But luckily nobody hit the 34 car. The big thing to see will be how many cars have damage now that will affect them the remainder of the race. 24 laps down, 44 to go. I'm not sure if anyone took fuel or not. I can guarantee though that there were no pit road mishaps. And Flickinger and Shearer are actually going to come down pit road. Apparently these two did not pit under yellow, so this an interesting strategy to say the least. And that gives the lead to Alex Ferranti at the start-finish line, barely over Jessica Shelton. Ferranti 30 seconds in the point standings. 32nd in the point standings. Really looking to maybe get a win, so we'll see what exactly the deal is with the 38. We know it's not a penalty, and yes, Flickinger, Shearer, they're down pit road. Looks like right side tires only in fuel for the 78 car. And they will be out and away. .54 miles per hour down pit road. And now to the race lead comes the 18 of Philip Goldberg. Goldberg will lead the lap, and if I can find them, I will write him down that he led a lap. Yes, 28th in points. Must-win driver. Honestly, I don't even know why I write down that these guys led a lap that are inside the top 30. Because they just have to win. But we're looking at a pretty decent field right here. Big string of cars though to the back. Not sure what the deal is with the draft tonight. It looks like cars are really getting strung out on restarts. Huge gap from Sam Oskin in 21st to Zach Rogers in 22nd. That might be where the damaged cars are running. Jonathan Zorlin is really off pace from the looks of things. Shearer and Flickinger were able to get back out on track and not get caught by the draft, but they are about to be caught. And Zorlin is running the same speeds, if not slower, than Alex Gray was, so I hate to say it, but there will probably be another caution due to a locked-in driver. Quinten Moore is also incredibly slow as well. Surprisingly, it seems that not a lot of aerodynamic damage is needed to make you go really slow here. You see Fitzwater and Alves, they're really not running that much better than they were before. A lot of drivers with some small damage back here. There's Curtis even falling back now. Here's McIntyre. These drivers here are on danger, and it looks like the draft is, they're actually running slower back here than they are up front. So it appears there are a lot more cars with damage than we thought, as Jessica Shelton has now led a lap. 7 of the drivers in the must-win section have led laps tonight. uh, 4 of which are behind 30th in the point standings, and they are coming up on Kev Shearer and Zach Flickinger. These cars are up to speed, so they should just blend into the field. It's really incredible to see that. Yeah, those drivers that are in the back of the trail must have damage, because these guys are up here, and Shearer easily got up to 195. Definitely looking like a damaged deal for these drivers. Well, maybe not. I don't even know anymore. The amount of drivers though up here, Johnny Gardner, Deanna Jones, those are the 2 big multi-race winners up here that are looking to get another victory onto their wins column. But Jessica Shelton's the big one. Even if Shelton doesn't make the chase, I think she'll be satisfied with a win due to the fact that Daytona 500 was taken from her hands due to not being able to get down pit road when she needed to. And she is getting a huge run right now due to the 38 and the 78 car. 200 miles an hour right there in the turn 1 for the O2 car. Philip Goldberg up to 2nd place. Flickinger and Shearer side by side. That's not helping them. And Goldberg with a huge dive to the bottom. Looks like he wants to work with another Toyota. He's going to help Flickinger clear Shearer. That's going to make things a lot easier coming off of turn 4. Goldberg came into this race inside the top 30. Points is not an issue for him. He's just got to come out here and win. Goldberg will get by Flickinger and Shearer easy. Now that'll put the 78 and the 38 back into the draft pack. Now as long as a caution does not come out, those 2 will get back on the lead lap. But these drivers are going to catch Sorlin, and right after they're going to catch Quinten Moore. And it looks like they're going to catch Sorlin the same way they caught Alex Gray. Gardner's making a bid for the race lead here through 3 and 4. He's got a huge run. What will happen now? Gardner will make it through. Goldberg's going to have to slam the brakes. Flickinger had to do the same thing. They caught him a lot easier. Gardner, Jackson, Jones, Hanley, and now Gardner will have to slam the brakes for his teammate Quinten Moore. That lets Jackson go by easily. No caution. It looks like they might get through these lap down cars, but it has really split the pack up. But 14th is the cutoff. Austin on back. They are nowhere close to winning this race. But Charles Jackson marked this man up leading a lap. Trying to work his way into the chase. TJ Hanley's up here with him, but Peter Sands is at the bottom of the field. And if Jackson doesn't win this race, he might just point his way in. Of course, considering Cody Hagan was involved in that wreck and runs 24th, Jackson also would have the points to make up if he gets a top 5, because TJ Hanley would pass Hagan. Hanley only 1 point behind. Hanley only 1 point behind Hagan in the points battle. And now, just as Moore held up his teammates, Gardner and Shearer racing side by side. TJ Hanley as well. They're getting a huge run on Charles Jackson. They won't get him at the line this time, I don't think. It might be close. Nope, Jackson will lead this lap, and we are halfway through this race. But there it is. Jackson will get to regain his momentum in the pack. Wow, Ferranti almost turned Tringali. Oh, and something happened to TJ Hanley. And that really hurt Philip Goldberg. Something broke on the 47 car. Goldberg had to slam the brakes, and now Goldberg has lost the draft. Wow. The 47 went into turn 1 and just stopped. And that is a huge devastation to Philip Goldberg, but at least he didn't get any damage. If he can get a caution, he could get another chance at this win, but we're down to 12 drivers. Oh, maybe 14. Remember, Shearer and Flickinger a lap down, and wow, Gardner was barely shorter than Jackson that lap. What on earth happened to TJ Hanley? 47 getting into his stall. Left side tires, not sure. Maybe a blown left side tire for the 47 machine. He didn't seem to have any problems. I'm presuming they blew a tire. We have not seen anyone take any tires, to be honest, tonight. Johnny Gardner back to the race lead. Or actually leading for the first time tonight, I'm sorry. So Gardner joins the list of drivers who have led laps. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different winners on the night. I mean, leaders on the night. So Jackson back to second. Gardner in the lead. Deanna Jones and Nico Tringali, the only guys up here. Flickinger and others are trying their best to catch up. And it looks like the next round of pit stops are going to begin as Gardner plops down Tringali, Ferranti, Hartnett, and I believe James Shelley, as others came down last time by. And that gives the lead back to Charles Jackson. And when things cycle out, we should see Kev Shearer and Flickinger as the leaders, but they will have to pit about 3 or 4 laps later because they pit right on the first lap after the restart. And really an amazement that those two did not pit under the caution, considering they were the top two. And yes, here comes Jackson and Deanna Jones. No signs of anyone who has stayed out, or has stayed out, not coming down. There were only 7 of them. Not sure if Shelton or Parker stayed out. If they had, they should have. Oh, Jessica Shelton has elected to stay on the racetrack by herself. So we'll be back once the field has cycled this all out. We're back at Armory Digital, and it's not who you thought would be leading, but oh, it's going to be a drag race here. But Deanna Jones will join the list of drivers who have led a lap. But right now, looking at this running order, Deanna Jones could be getting win number 5 to join Andrew Rich, or Johnny Gardner will get win number 3, or we'll see 2-time winner from last season, Charles Jackson, get his first win of the season and punch his ticket into the chase, which if he was in the chase last year, he would have at least made it to the round of 8. But there are a couple of drivers that are making their way up. Ferranti, Tringali, and Brock, 4th through 6th. And they had James Qualls with them, but he got held up by Rowe, and that is going to separate him. But back here you've got Shelton, Green, Hartnett, and James Shelley. That is the next group of 4. As Shearer and Flickinger have already pit again, considering that they've pit this early this time around. I do not see either making it all the way to the end. I had a theory that fuel is like 18 to 20 laps. If they had been able to go all the way to 44, 45, that they would have a shot to make it on one more pit stop, but I do not see them making 28 laps. So Shearer and Flickinger threw their races away, staying out. Lucky for Flickinger, he's locked in, but for Shearer, it has not worked out as they are about to fall laps down here to Gardner. Ferranti, Tringali, and Brock have all caught up. Now looking at those drivers, Tringali has yet to lead a lap. He is 37th in points. Ferranti has his 32nd entering. And as for William Brock, 16 back on points, kind of in the same boat as Jackson right now. Now, as for our drivers who were outside entering, I do not see Alexander Rowe nor Zachary Fitzwater Sr. making their way into the chase right now. The 43 car sits 28th on the racetrack. Rowe is 34th. Rowe doesn't even have enough points with his current position to make up his gap. Gardner has lost the lead again to Deanna Jones. And they are about to catch a group of cars. Hoffman, Rich, Sands, Fitzwater, Riggleman, Flickinger. And those guys could catch Curtis and Ebright before they even catch this pack. No, they're going to catch the pack right now. So this could be interesting. This pack right here is going about 6 to 8 miles an hour slower than the leaders. So this could be an interesting dice match right here. Now, despite drafting up, Brock, Tringali, and Ferranti are barely hanging on to the leaders. But now, here we go. Here things are going to get fun. Rich goes up for teammate Deanna Jones. And Jones sees a 38 car in the mirror once more. Now, this is getting really consistent. 38, and they're all just going to fly right by these guys. Jackson's trying to push it, but William Brock's going to move up to third. After this, they'll catch Flickinger. I'm sorry, Brock moves up to second because Kev Shearer is a lap down car, which I keep forgetting that. So now they're going to catch Flickinger. Shearer makes the move on the inside for Jones, trying to help teammate Gardner, who is now on the inside of Brock. Shearer trying to stay on the lead lap along with Zach Flickinger. Now here comes Gardner with a huge run. Jones is going to pull down to get Shearer's draft. Oh, almost contact with Flickinger. Side by side, Gardner leads that lap at the line. I can almost guarantee we're going to have a close finish. These drivers should all be pitting around any amount of time that they can make it. So any time from lap 50 on, you will be able to make it to the end. We have not seen anyone take 4 tires. We've seen either lefts or rights. They had fuel only on the lap 6 caution, and then pretty much everyone took right sides only on the lap 20 caution. Everyone went 20 laps. We saw people taking left sides only. So the guess is that people will take right sides only on this final pit stop. But Johnny Gardner could be looking to get his first win at a track that is not a speedway. Meanwhile, Alex Ferranti is creeping up in the back as they are closing in on Eli Bright and DJ Curtis. McIntyre and Osborne are a little further ways up by themselves. I have not seen the 5 car in a bit. I see the 34 there. I believe the 5 has retired. Indeed he did. Sorlin called it quits. So smart effort by the 5 team not pulling an Alex Gray. Surprised that the 34 of Quinten Moore has not done the same thing. Then again, Moore is on the edge of not making this chase field. He's 13 points above 31st. And none of those guys from 31st on down have retired from the race. I think it's guaranteed to say, though, that Zach Rogers will not make this championship. So team owner of Bulldog Motorsports will see 2 of his cars at the very least make it. That being Andrew Rich and Deanna Jones. Sorry. It's Johnny Gardner, and the others will catch DJ Curtis and Eli Bright. That'll put those cars a lap down. Now, if we were to have a restart, we're looking at almost half of the remaining drivers put a lap down. Now this is helping Flickinger and Shearer. They are still gaining some positions here. Shearer is on a chance to make it on points, but it's very slim. $20 laps to go. The last time we hit the line, it'll be 19 to go this time. Jackson stalking the 32 of Johnny Gardner. Jackson showed a great run last week at Darlington, wasn't able to get it done. This week he's also right there as Toyota teammate Zach Flickinger dives to the inside of the 11, but he's got no help. William Brock barely clinging on to the draft now, behind Tringali and Ferranti. Flickinger and Shearer still running up here, lap down cars, really making things interesting for these leaders. As next they're going to catch Matthew McIntyre and Josh Wasborn. I don't know why I was about to say Yepes. I mean, he does have a blue car, but is he even running that car tonight? Yes he is actually. Side's kind of similar. Quinten Moore is going to be caught again soon. Gardner still holding on to the lead. Everybody's in a string right now. Brock is on the verge of losing this pack. Oh, I think he'll be okay. Gardner and Jackson have to slow down. Man, I'm still yawning. Gardner's going to look to go high. He can't do it. Jackson's low. Here comes Deanna Jones. And they are 3 wide logged up. Oh, Jackson's going to make it 4 wide. Gardner's going all the way up top with Shearer and Tringali. Jackson's got Deanna Jones helping him. This helped William Brock catch back up. But Jackson and Jones to the front. Gardner on the top. Gardner all the way back down behind the 29 car now. And I'm not sure if the 70 and the 95 are up the pace or not, but they are still holding up the drivers behind them. And it's the same 3 we had when we came out of pit stops. And Gardner's coming down now, lap 52. He's coming down early. And Jackson's got to slam the brakes for Quinten Moore. That'll let Deanna Jones pull away. So Gardner picking a really good time to pit. Seeing as how everyone was slowed up by the 34 car. Gardner we see definitely taking right side tires. Right side's only in fuel, he's gone. So Jones also is losing some time as she pulled away due to getting by the 34 easier. Some more drivers are coming down. And indeed, here comes Ferranti, Tringali, and Brock. All down pit road. So the original 4th to 5th group, they come down. It's just Jones and Jackson, and now they're getting stuck on the high side. They might not want to be doing that. They're going to want to be coming down pit road. Shearer and Flickinger on the bottom. This could make things tough for the 29 and the 11. Jackson tried to slow up to get down, but he couldn't get down there. And that's going to hurt Charles Jackson. $14 to go. Deanna Jones still your leader. These drivers should still have enough gas. Oh, is Jackson swinging? I thought the 11 was swinging a little. Oh man, they've got a lot of cars coming out. They better get to the bottom. And here comes Deanna Jones and Charles Jackson. We'll be back for the conclusion of the race. Coming to 12 to go. Deanna Jones out of pit road. Your leader still getting up to speed, as you can see. But Gardner and Ferranti are coming. They are matched up. Jackson's right here, but I'm not sure if he didn't get enough of their wake. It could be touchy with the 11 car here. Jones is getting some draft from cars in front of her. There's Flickinger coming out of pit road. Down to only 24 on the lead lap. About to be 23. Jones will get to the outside of Flickinger, but Flickinger's got draft help. And right now the fans must be cheering for Alex Ferranti because I'm sure they want to see someone who hasn't won get in the victory lane. And now Charles Jackson will catch up. They're all boxed up behind Alex in the road. Jackson's going to go all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Ferranti's trying to squeeze it in up top. That pushes Jones down. Ferranti's stuck behind a lap car. There's Shearer. Shearer just came out of pit road. Gardner's going to be the only one with a teammate. Jackson technically has Flickinger. And Jones and Ferranti are by themselves. Ferranti might not even catch. He's kind of back there. 10 to go this time at the line. Johnny Gardner, your race leader. Ferranti is trying to hold on. He's trying to keep that dream alive. Shearer's on the bottom now. 3 cars up top though. Big question is, will they catch anybody, as Ferranti is clinging for dear life right now. And they will catch Cody Hagan, Andrew Rich. That could be it. Gardner on the top side next to teammate Kev Shearer. Jackson drafts with the 38 as they're going to catch Cody Hagan here, coming to 9 to go. Ferranti's clinging for dear life to their draft. Gardner's going to have to slam the brakes. Shearer, Flickinger, they're going by. Jackson slows down a little too. Hagan's going to come all the way down, and he almost blocks the 11 car. Remember, Hagan's trying to get in here on points. Seeing the 11 win would not be good. Rich is going to go all the way up. He stays out of the way. Ferranti's in third now. Rich came all the way back down almost to get into Ferranti. And now 3 wide again with the Shearer and the 38 and Flickinger. And Jackson's going to drive right on by. Where is TJ Hanley? Hanley is in 14th. So Hanley is ahead of Cody Hagan right now. Peter Sands in the 12 is not going to make it. Tony Green of the 4 car, I don't see making it. Brock and Green are close. Amato has no shot, to be honest. As Deanna Jones back to the lead. It's really all about Jackson getting in on points. I think Jackson could do it with a 3rd or 4th place finish. Ferranti needs to win, though. Ferranti is not getting any of the breaks he needs. He's got to make some moves. Fastest car has definitely been the 78, though. 78, 29, 32. They've been pretty fast. Ferranti's trying to get to the inside of Jackson, but he can't do it. Side by side for the lead is Jones and Gardner with 7 to go. Gardner would be looking to break the career wins mark, currently tied with Deanna Jones and Andrew Rich at 5 apiece. Gardner would love to hold that by himself at 6, heading into the chase with back-to-back 3-win seasons. And now Gardner's got his man, Kev Shearer, in front of him. Flickinger's on the bottom. He's kind of blocking the way for Ferranti, but you think he'd be a great pole, considering Flickinger has the fastest lap on the race. It'll be 6 to go at the start-finish line. They will apparently catch Quinten Moore. And that is going to decide the fate of this race. And it's going to happen on this lap. Flickinger is about to clear Deanna Jones. Gardner goes down low. Ferranti's down low too, though. Jones is stuck up top. This move right here means everything. Gardner will get by Shearer, has to slow down. Jones gets by 2. Jackson does 2. Holy crap, I thought they were going to collide with the 34 car. They all made it by, though, and Flickinger has a run on Gardner. And this is opening the door for Alex Ferranti. Jackson had to slow up a little bit, it seems. Ferranti's going to slide in front of Jones. That's going to give Jones the biggest run. 5 laps to go. Jones looking to the inside of Ferranti. Gardner will duck back down low. He's making a move on the 78 car as they catch Zach Rogers and Amato, who are side by side. Gardner's going to make it all the way to the bottom. Oh, Ferranti and Jones. Oh, man. Almost contact there. And now Gardner has 3 lap down cars helping him out. Oh, man. Gardner might be pulling away a little too much here, though, and he doesn't exactly have Kev Shear behind him. It'll be 4 to go at the start-finish line now. And Ferranti's probably in the best spot he's been in all race, as long as he can keep his line. Jackson's right here. Jones isn't nowhere close. There's Peter Sands there lapping now. Ferranti on the bottom. He's got to make sure Jackson can't get by him. Flickinger's going to put Gardner to the high side. This is huge for the 88 and the 11. These are 2 guys that want to win heading into the chase. Those 5 bonus points could be really helpful in the first round. Gardner gets passed by Flickinger. Ferranti's got the huge run. He's going to go now. Nobody is helping the 88. Jackson elected to go to the high side by himself. 3 to go at the line. Here comes Amato. Does he help his teammate? He will. And they will clear Charles Jackson. That's for second. Gardner's going to go low. Ferranti's going to go back up high. Is that helping or hurting Johnny Gardner at all? No, it does not appear to be. They're catching a huge pack of slow cars, though. Time is really running out. Jones is still at the back of this pack. It's really down to Gardner and Ferranti. They're going to catch a pack of 5 cars at 2 to go. Oh, man, this is getting interesting. Flickinger moves high. He's moving out of the way. Flickinger moves out of the way. He knows what it's like to win his first career race on the super speedway. Ferranti's got to peak high, though. Amato's on his inside. Gardner's got the bottom clear if he can take it. He can't. Ferranti's on his outside. But is that the right line to go? And Ferranti's going to get passed by Charles Jackson. Gardner's hugging that blue line. Coming to the white flag. He'll clear John Nunn. White flag in the air for Johnny Gardner. Nobody on the lead lap close to the 32 of Gardner. Jackson, the only one who's there. Would second place be enough for the 11 team to make the playoffs? He's making a run for it. He's got no help. Gardner's got all the help. Jackson's trying to do anything he can for this win. He's going to go all the way to the bottom, but he has no draft help off of turn 4. Getting his 3rd win of the season, the first of his career not at a speedway. It's Johnny Gardner winning at Armory Digital. What a finish. What a race! Charles Jackson comes home second. That should be enough for him to make the playoffs, I believe. He was 7 points behind TJ Hanley. And Hanley didn't even finish in the top 20. Along with the fact of that and where Cody Hagan finished, I can guarantee you that Charles Jackson has made this grid on points. Deanna Jones gets third. Ferranti, a valiant effort. Fourth on the day, or night, however you want to call it. He will not make the playoffs, though. But I can guarantee you that team is a top 30 team right now, and they are riding a wave of momentum into this playoff. Jessica Shelton with a 5th place finish. Samet Oskin, your pole sitter, came home 6th. William Brock 7th. Philip Goldberg 8th. James Shelley 9th. And John Arndt got a top 10. So, very interesting race, to say the least. And, wow. So, I will be back shortly to announce your chase grid. Next week is the showdown and all-star race at St. Joltis before we hit the Pikes Peak for the first race of the chase. So I will be right back to give you guys your chase grid. Alright guys, we're back. I forgot, I did not take screenshots. So I'm doing that right now. Okay. In on the chase, this is in order of most wins and based on position of standings. Andrew Rich with 5 wins. Deanna Jones with 4 wins. Johnny Gardner with 3 wins. Jonathan Sorlin with 3 wins. Cole Deaver with 2 wins. The following drivers with 1 win apiece: Diego Yepes, Seth Cole, Joshua Osborne, Alex Gray, DJ Curtis, Zach Flickinger, and Austin Alves. Quinten Moore did fall out of the top 30 in the points, down to 33rd. Fitzwater, Norrow made it into the top 30. Those 3 drivers winners, but not in the playoffs this time around. So we have 4 drivers making it in on points this season compared to last season when I believe we had maybe 1 or 2. Because Caleb Hoffman, I know, made the playoffs with no wins. And he won the title. So watch out for one of these 4 guys. You never know. They could make it to the Final 4 and surprise everyone. But they are Charles Jackson with 706 points on the season. And this is where things were tight. Cody Hagan, 14th with 690 points. 15th with 689 points, TJ Hanley. And in the final spot for the 2018 Mountain Dew Formula One Cup Series Chase Field with 687 points, 2 more points than 17th in points, Tony Green, is William Brock. So to repeat that again, the 4 drivers out of the 5 slots we had open, Alves in with his win, 27th in the point standings. I cannot talk. In on points, Charles Jackson, Cody Hagan, TJ Hanley, and William Brock. So in total, we have Yepes, Deaver, Osborne, Hagan, and Hanley. 5 rookies will be going for this championship. So that's a pretty interesting balance, 11-5 vets versus the rookies. As I mentioned, Tony Green was only 2 points back. And then the only other one to really mention was Peter Sands, who was in at the time. Sands ends up 9 points behind William Brock at the end of things. So kind of surprised, Hanley. I knew Jackson would have a lot more points than Hanley and Hagan, but really surprised that with 23rd and 24th that they still made it into the chase grid. That is all from Armory Digital. As I said, next week is St. Joltis this time for the All-Star, not 8 Bowl. So interesting to see how that'll be. 16-lap showdown. Top 3 will advance into the All-Star. And the All-Star race will be 31 laps. And we'll give you an extra 5 bonus points for the entirety of the chase grid, but that is if you are a chase driver. If you are not a chase driver and you win the All-Star race, you will receive a 10-point bonus towards your season goal. And that is all from me at Armory. I will see you guys at St. Joltis.